So let us start. Science, the same lesson, that is Earth's same unit, Earth's biome and ecosystem. And we'll do lesson number 3, energy and matter in ecosystem. We'll continue with that. I have taught you about how the energy flows. Yesterday we spoke and we saw the video and we saw the PowerPoint of energy pyramids. Today we will study of cycles of matter. As I told you, I will explain you 3 cycles: water cycle, nitrogen cycle, and carbon cycle. Water cycle you have been taught from grade 4, so I want you to explain me what is water cycle. You have few things written here also. With the help of that, I want you to explain me. Yes, Dana, do you know something about water cycle? What is water cycle?
Yeah, water cycle. It's like when 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 the clouds rain, then
Directly will start from the clouds raining, the water cycle? No, it will start from the land, from the ocean. What will happen?
it will evaporate, then go
Yes,
to
that
into
is the
the
first
cloud.
step. That's what you must know, the steps. Water evaporates from the ocean, river, lake, and it goes to the clouds. Okay, and then next step,
Then
evaporation, what happens?
it's gonna go to the uh
Clouds,
uh it's
and
gonna
they
go to the
condense there, condensation. Evaporation, and then condensation, and then
and then when they have enough, then they're gonna rain, and then again.
it rains. Yes, that is called as, what is raining called as in the scientific term? What do you say that word? I told evaporation. Then it cools there. It is called as condensation. What is the word called instead of raining? Who will tell me? Jude or Noor? It is called as precipitation. Okay? First evaporation, and then condensation, precipitation, and it comes to the ground, and again the cycle goes on. The water cycle is the pathway of water on earth from the atmosphere to the surface, below the ground, and back again. This is called the water cycle. This is what you have learned, right, in your previous grades. Zishan and Majdulin did not join yet.
Zishan is absent because she thinks.
Okay, Zishan is absent. All right. Now let us see start with the water cycle. Energy. Miral, when will you submit the project work to me? The activity? Miral is left.
I'm here.
No. I said Miral is left to submit to me the activity. When will you submit the activity?
Oh,
Because you have 5 marks. You have 5 marks for the project.
today.
Okay, please.
Miss, the project is about hibernation and this. This
You
was
can do
about the
anything,
project.
my dear. You can choose the water cycle and explain
Okay.
me. Anything.
Okay.
Whatever you feel. If you want, you just take this picture. You take a video and explain that. Don't show your face. Or you draw
Okay.
a cycle by your own. You draw everything and you, or better, don't do water cycle, is actually for small kids. Take the nitrogen cycle. Let me explain nitrogen cycle. You make it for that, okay? Or anything, Miral. I'm not saying you just do this one. Now see, I told you there's a picture here. What happens? The water from the ocean, river, land, it goes in the vapors. And even water, what you breathe out, the carbon dioxide and the vapors from our mouth or from the plants, transpiration occurs. It goes in the air, water vapor in the air. It goes to the cloud, there condensation occurs. And when it condenses, it collects the vapors and then precipitates. Precipitation means rainfall. Then the water run off to the ground. Some of them it goes to the groundwater, underground. Some of them it goes directly to the ocean and rivers. This is what they say, that it could be ABC here. It could be respiration through what you breathe, through transpiration from plants, respiration, what you breathe, even that vapors goes up. Carbon dioxide, right, comes out from our mouth. Some of it is taken up by the plants and some of the carbon dioxide goes into the air. So what is it? I told you respiration, transpiration. I'll write here, girls. Respiration, transpiration, and of course evaporation. From the water, evaporation. From your mouth or from animals and us, respiration. From plants, it's called as transpiration. Okay? Are you listening, girls?
Yes.
Yes.
So, three ways water can enter the atmosphere: evaporation, transpiration, and respiration. During evaporation, the sun's heat causes water to change from liquid to vapor. Plants release water vapor from their leaves in transpiration. You know, evaporation is because of sun's heat, because of the heat of the sun. Transpiration, because water vapor come out from the leaves. And organisms release water as waste during respiration. When we breathe out, some droplets of water come out from our mouth, and that is called as respiration. What happens next? Condensation. The water vapor cools and returns to liquid. That is precipitation. It rains. The water that falls from the atmosphere to the land and ocean is precipitation. Rain, or it can be rain, it can be snow, it can be sleet, hail, all are forms of precipitation. Not only rain, even snow is precipitation. Even sleet is precipitation. Even hails are precipitation. Most of the rainfall goes into the ocean. That goes in the land, it is called as runoff. If it comes on the land, it is not called as collection, is called as rain water. It's called runoff. Some precipitation seeps into the ground and stored underground in spaces within the rocks. The water is called groundwater. That will slowly flow back into the soil and then stream, rivers, and ocean. Noor, can you explain me this water cycle quickly?
It is when the water evaporates to the clouds and then condensation happens.
Okay, listen to me. Only evaporation occurs, only yani, because of ocean, the cloud collects water vapor, or from us and from plants?
From us and plants too.
What is the process called from us? Respiration. And what is from the plants? It is called as transpiration. Remember, girls, there are three processes. Transpiration from plants, respiration from us. Again, if you want, I will write here so that you must know, girls. Or better you highlight. Better you highlight, girls. Three ways water can enter the atmosphere are evaporation, transpiration, and respiration. If you don't have the book, please get your book now and highlight page 94. three ways water can enter the atmosphere are evaporation, transpiration, and respiration. I told you what happened: evaporation from because of the sunlight, transpiration because of the plants, the leaves they give out some liquid or they give out some vapor. Respiration from my mouth when I exhale. We release water during the respiration. This is about next step is condensation. You told me, Noor, that condensation means yes, Noor, continue. During condensation.
It's when the water cools, water vapor cools,
and
and
return
then
to liquid.
precipitation,
Yes.
which means it rains.
It rains. Only raining is precipitation?
No, snow,
Snowfall,
hail.
hail, sleet. Okay. Okay. So Dana,
Yes, miss.
tell me the three process. How the water goes up onto the clouds.
First it evaporates.
Okay. Evaporation is not only one process. Evaporation, transpiration, and respiration. Because of these three, the water goes up. Only not because of evaporation. Even from plants, that is called as transpiration. And from animals and us, it is called as respiration. Yes, continue, Dana.
Yeah.
Tell me
And then it
through what water goes up. How water goes up.
the sun.
Okay, evaporation and
Evaporation, and then it goes up to the clouds.
tell me other process other than evaporation. Just now I told you. From plants, how do they go? Look at the screen.
The sun hits the water.
Allah, Dana, you see here where my arrow is? Water enter atmosphere through evaporation, through transpiration and respiration. You have studied this before, evaporation, but you don't know about transpiration and respiration. This is what you are studying in grade 7, so you must know. Not only evaporation. Yes, Miral, what is the other process other than evaporation? It is called as?
Transportation.
Transpiration.
Transpiration and respiration.
Excellent. At least one girl told you. And then it goes up, evaporation occurs, condensation occurs, and then precipitation in the form of snow, sleet, and hails. And then the water which goes into the ocean, the other water which comes on the roads, it's called as runoff. And from there it goes underground, that is called as groundwater. Okay? Okay, girls?
Okay.
Is water cycle clear?
Yes.
I will start with the nitrogen cycle. I will tell you what to highlight here. Okay. First, tell me, girls, always you knew that plants need oxygen. Plants need carbon dioxide and we need oxygen, right? These were the two things what you were taught till now. But do you know that plants also need nitrogen? Plants also need nitrogen. We also need nitrogen. Understood? Organisms need nitrogen. Why? Why do we need nitrogen? To build proteins and DNA. So this is very important line, that why do plants or why do organisms need nitrogen? To build proteins and DNA. Now, the movement of nitrogen between the environment and living. Like example, we are showing how in water cycle, I told you about how water goes up and it goes down. In nitrogen cycle, I will explain how nitrogen goes into the air and how it come back to the plant or us. The movement of nitrogen between the environment and living thing is called the nitrogen cycle. Most of the Earth atmosphere is nitrogen gas. Most of it is nitrogen gas. How much percentage is nitrogen? Anyone who will tell me in the air? How much percentage of nitrogen do you have in air? Anyone? Okay, I will say you. In air, we have 75% of nitrogen. Can you believe that? We have only 21% of oxygen. And almost like 78, not even 75. And then you have 0.3% of carbon dioxide, CO2, and other gases, Did you study this anytime before? Dana, Miral, Noor, or Judy, anytime? Study this? Do you know about it? That what daily we are living in air, we breathe, and how much it contains? 78% of nitrogen. But it doesn't go inside my body. I just need 21. When I inhale, only oxygen goes inside. Anyways, girls, you all don't interact, no questions, nothing. Leave it. Most of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen gas, but most organisms cannot use nitrogen gas directly. Bacteria in the soil are able to change nitrogen gas into form of the plants that can use. This process is called nitrogen fixation. Girls, in the soil, you know you have that brown color soil, what you put into the,
Yes.
Yes.
that soil actually contains nitrogen. Bacteria inside, they change nitrogen gas into different forms where plants can use. So this is called as nitrogen fixation. Lightning, you know the lightning that occurs at night sometimes during the raining season, that also fixed nitrogen. Plant take in and use fixed nitrogen. And then when you eat those plants, you get nitrogen from those plants. You don't get it when you breathe, girls. When you breathe, you cannot breathe nitrogen. But when you eat those plants, you get nitrogen from those plants. Consumers, they get nitrogen they need by eating plants or other organisms. When organisms die, decomposers break down their remains. If we die, if any animal die, decomposition also lead to nitrogen. And then nitrogen goes into the soil because you know that decomposition occurs in the soil, in the land area. Certain type of bacteria in the soil can convert nitrogen gas, that is nitrogen fixation, which is returned into the atmosphere. This is how it goes on, girls. See, girls, here, bacteria, we have a special bacteria in the soil that convert nitrogen into the gas, that goes into the gas. That's why nitrogen gas is in air so much. Then it is fixed by lightning. Then it goes into the ground. It is fixed by bacteria. Nitrogen is taken up by the plants. The animal eats those plants and we eat those plants and animals and we get nitrogen from there. This is how the cycle goes on. I will show you the video because now I don't want to struggle. I don't know why you are not actually, 1 minute, girls. I don't know why You all are not participating. I'll just open the video here for you all.
Pretend for a moment that you are a biologist studying the great
Girls, I'm not able to open the video. I will just go with the PPT. Majduleen, please read it out. What is nitrogen cycle? Hello? No, read the first page of the nitrogen cycle. I mean, read the slides.
The movement of nitrogen between the environment and living things is called the nitrogen cycle. Bacteria in the soil can change nitrogen gas from the air into forms that plants can use. This process is called nitrogen fixation. Plants take in and use fixed nitrogen. Consumers then get the nitrogen they need by eating plants or other organisms.
Okay, so girls, what is nitrogen fixation? There are some bacteria in the soil, okay, they know how to change the nitrogen in the soil to gas, and they release that gas. And that gas goes into air. So this is called a fixation bacteria, nitrogen fixation. And that nitrogen is also taken up by the plants when by the animals when they eat those plants. Plants take in and use fixed nitrogen. Consumers, yani the animals or us, we get nitrogen by eating plants or other organisms. Yes, Miral, read this. Are you there, Miral, with me here or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Good, good.
What is the nutrition
Nitrogen cycle.
cycle? When organisms die, nitrogen cycle. When organisms die, decomposers break down their remains and soil can convert nitrogen into a gas.
Into a gas, which is returned to the atmosphere. What happened? I told you there is some bacteria in the soil which actually fix nitrogen. Even they are saying when some organisms die, they decompose, they because of some chemical, they release nitrogen in the soil. And this nitrogen, the plants can use. And when I eat or when some animal eat plants, they can get that nitrogen from plants. This is what was in nitrogen cycle. Carbon cycle, I will do it tomorrow. By this, I finished with it. Thank you, guys.